10 Future Weapons of Mass Destruction, the terrifying next generation of warfare. Welcome to Flashpoint Updates. In today's video, we're diving deep into a topic that combines the terrifying with the futuristic. Weapons of Mass Destruction, WMDs. Throughout history, WMDs have shaped global conflicts, leaving devastation in their wake. But what if we told you that the weapons of tomorrow make today's nukes and biological agents look like ancient relics? Today, we'll take you through 10 of the most dangerous and futuristic weapons that could change warfare forever. Make sure you stick around until the end, because some of these weapons are straight out of a dystopian nightmare. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into cutting-edge tech and how it impacts wealth, security, and your future. 1. Antimatter weapons, the ultimate planet killer. Let's start with one of the most mind-boggling and potentially devastating weapons: antimatter weapons. The word antimatter might sound like something out of Star Trek, but the truth is far scarier. Antimatter is a form of matter where the particles are the exact opposite of the particles that make up everything in our world. So, what happens when antimatter meets regular matter? They annihilate each other in a burst of energy so massive that it's nearly incomprehensible. When particle physicists first theorized about antimatter, it seemed like pure science fiction. But in the early 20th century, scientists discovered that antimatter actually exists, produced in small quantities when cosmic rays collide with Earth's atmosphere. In the lab, scientists have also managed to create antimatter particles using advanced technologies like the Large Hadron Collider. The scary part comes when you understand the potential energy contained in antimatter. Physicist Frank Close once stated that annihilating a kilogram of antimatter would release about 10 billion times the energy released by a kilogram of TNT. In fact, antimatter produces about 1,000 times more energy than nuclear fission. Imagine the destruction caused by nuclear weapons, then multiply that by 1,000. If we ever figure out how to produce antimatter in large quantities, a weapon based on this could easily obliterate entire cities, or worse, destroy the planet itself. 2. Genetic weapons. Targeted destruction by DNA. Next up are genetic weapons, a chilling advancement in biological warfare. We already know about biological weapons that can spread diseases like anthrax or smallpox. But what if these weapons could be targeted to attack only specific groups of people? That's the horrifying potential of genetic weapons. Genetic weapons could be engineered to target individuals based on their DNA. This means that, theoretically, a bioweapon could be designed to infect only people of a certain ethnicity or with specific genetic markers. This concept was once dismissed as science fiction, but with modern advancements in genetics, it's becoming a reality. Scientists have successfully mapped the human genome, and this knowledge could be exploited by rogue states or terrorists. Worse yet, genetic weapons wouldn't just stop at targeting existing diseases. Some could be engineered to interfere with human RNA, which is crucial for life and cellular functions. By targeting specific genes, a genetic weapon could incapacitate or kill a significant portion of a population without harming others, creating devastating consequences for the future of global warfare. 3. High-powered microwave, phaser, the silent city destroyer. Microwave weapons are another terrifying leap forward in modern warfare. Known as Phaser, the U.S. military has developed a high-powered microwave weapon capable of disabling electronics with the flick of a switch. Unlike traditional explosives, Phaser doesn't rely on heat to destroy its target. Instead, it emits a concentrated burst of radio frequencies that can scramble the circuits of anything within its path, from enemy drones to city power grids. While currently used to disable drones, the future applications of this weapon are far more disturbing. Imagine a war where, instead of bombs dropping, the enemy could fly over a city and render every electronic device useless. Everything from your smartphone to the city's power grid would be disabled in an instant, bringing life to a halt. Even more terrifying is how quickly the phaser operates. It only takes a microsecond to disable a drone with a single shot. Its ability to disable multiple targets simultaneously could bring devastating consequences to the battlefield, or to any modern city. 4. Directed energy weapons, the laser-powered battlefield. Directed energy weapons encompass a range of advanced technologies including lasers and electromagnetics, that could change warfare as we know it. Unlike traditional projectiles or explosives, directed energy weapons hit their targets at the speed of light, making them almost impossible to dodge or defend against. Imagine firing a laser beam that reaches its target instantly. This is not just a sci-fi fantasy anymore. In 2020, the U.S. Navy released footage of the USS Portland using a high-energy laser to take down a drone. These laser weapons are incredibly precise, and their low cost compared to traditional ammunition makes them a game changer. A single shot of a laser costs about $10 worth of electricity, while firing a missile could cost millions. Directed energy weapons also have the potential to scale up in destructive power. Future versions of these lasers could be powerful enough to destroy incoming cruise missiles, disable aircraft, or even take down entire fleets. The simplicity and cost-effectiveness of these weapons make them an attractive option for future military forces, and the technology is developing rapidly. In fact, the military has doubled its investment in these systems over the past few years, while other countries like China and Russia are racing to develop their own versions. 5. Hypersonic kinetic energy, rods from God. Space-based devastation. Imagine a weapon that can drop from space and hit its target with the force of a nuclear bomb, but without any of the radioactive fallout. That's exactly what hypersonic kinetic energy weapons, also known as rods from God, promise to deliver. This futuristic weapon is essentially a massive tungsten rod, about the size of a telephone pole, that would be launched from a satellite in space. As it falls toward Earth, it accelerates to hypersonic speeds, reaching Mach 10 or more. When it impacts the ground, it releases an explosion equivalent to that of an intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM, obliterating anything in its path. The U.S. military has been experimenting with this technology for decades, and although it's not yet operational, the implications are terrifying. Because these tungsten rods don't rely on nuclear, chemical, or biological materials, they don't violate international treaties prohibiting WMDs from space. Essentially, this weapon can cause nuclear-level destruction without breaking the rules, making it a potentially game-changing tool in future wars. 6. Geophysical weapons. Earthquakes as a weapon? The idea of manipulating the Earth itself as a weapon may sound like something out of a James Bond movie, but geophysical weapons are a very real concept. These weapons are designed to trigger natural disasters like earthquakes, tsunamis, or even hurricanes to devastate an enemy's territory. One of the most well-known alleged geophysical weapon projects is the High-Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, HAARP, in Alaska. Some conspiracy theorists claim that HAARP is researching ways to manipulate the ionosphere to create earthquakes or disrupt weather patterns. While the scientific community largely dismisses these claims, the idea of geophysical weapons has not been completely ruled out. China has also made advancements in weather control technology, leading many to speculate that they may be working on geophysical weapons of their own. While much of this technology is still theoretical, the future of warfare may involve weapons that can harness the power of nature itself. 7. Cyber weapons, the invisible threat. In the modern world, we rely on computers for almost everything, from our financial systems to our communication networks. Cyber weapons exploit this dependency, allowing an attacker to bring entire nations to their knees without firing a single bullet. A well-coordinated cyber attack could disable power grids, take down communication networks, and even wipe out entire banking systems. Think about how much of our lives are controlled by computers, from hospitals to traffic systems. In a matter of seconds, cyber weapons could throw a modern city into complete chaos. Perhaps the most dangerous aspect of cyber weapons is how invisible they are. Unlike a traditional missile attack, you may not even know you're under attack until it's too late. Entire infrastructures could be dismantled remotely, with no trace of the attacker. As our reliance on technology grows, so too does the threat of cyber warfare. 8. Isomer bombs, a new kind of nuclear weapon. Isomer bombs represent a theoretical but incredibly powerful advancement in nuclear technology. Unlike traditional nuclear weapons, which rely on fission or fusion reactions, isomer bombs would exploit the energy stored in atomic nuclei with identical mass but different energy states, called isomers. One particular isomer, hafnium-178m2, has been of great interest to researchers. If triggered correctly, this isomer could release an incredible burst of gamma radiation, potentially 100,000 times more powerful than a chemical explosion. Just 1 gram of hafnium is estimated to hold the energy equivalent of 660 pounds of TNT. While no isomer bomb has been successfully built, the idea remains tantalizing for military scientists. Russia has reportedly continued research into this area, despite skepticism from other countries. If scientists can unlock the potential of isomer bombs, they could unleash a new era of nuclear-like weaponry without the fallout of traditional nukes. 9. Psychotronic weapons. Control the mind, control the enemy. Psychotronic weapons may sound like a wild conspiracy theory, but several governments have shown interest in developing weapons that can manipulate or disrupt human brain activity. In fact, the US and Russia both conducted experiments in this field during the Cold War. The basic concept of a psychotronic weapon is to use directed energy or sound waves to interfere with brain function. Some reports suggest these weapons could cause pain, disorientation, or even influence emotions or thoughts. In 2018, American diplomats in Cuba suffered unexplained brain injuries that some experts believe were caused by psychotronic weapons. These attacks caused headaches, nausea, and cognitive problems, leading many to suspect that they were targeted with some form of brain-manipulating technology. While psychotronic weapons are still in the experimental stage, they could one day be used to incapacitate enemy soldiers or control populations without any visible harm. Imagine a battlefield where soldiers collapse, not from bullets or explosions, but from invisible waves that disrupt their minds. 10. Brain drones. The rise of autonomous war machines. We've all heard about drones being used in modern warfare, but the next generation of drones will be far more advanced and terrifying. Brain-controlled drones, currently being researched by DARPA, could allow soldiers to control swarms of autonomous drones with just their thoughts. These neuromorphic chips are designed to mimic the human brain's ability to learn and adapt. In the future, drones won't just follow pre-programmed commands. They'll be able to learn and make decisions independently. This raises the chilling possibility of drones that can hunt down targets without any human input. The potential for brain drones goes beyond just remote control. Eventually, these drones could operate entirely on their own, using artificial intelligence and neural networks to carry out missions autonomously. These machines would be capable of making real-time decisions based on their environment, and once they're unleashed, stopping them could become nearly impossible. As we've seen, the future of warfare is both terrifying and unpredictable. Weapons that can target individuals by their DNA, manipulate the weather, or control the minds of enemy soldiers are no longer confined to the realm of science fiction. These weapons could reshape global conflicts in ways we can't even imagine. The scariest part? Many of these technologies are already in development. If you found this video informative, be sure to hit that like button and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to Flashpoint Updates for more videos on how technology is shaping the future of warfare, wealth, and innovation. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.